What is up, you guys? Today's video, we're going to talk about how you can plan for 2019 and actually have your 2019 resolutions come true instead of, just setting a goal and not achieving it. Because a lot of you guys going into 2019 are going to do what you always do. You come up with a New Year's resolution, and that is all you do. You come up with your macro cycle or your macro goal, and that is it, and that is why you don't succeed. So what I'm going to explain to you guys today is what a macro, meso, and microcycle are, how you can set macro, meso, and micro goals, and how you can use this to literally follow a blueprint to achieve your 2019 goals. So if you are serious about your goals, this is the video for you. So this is actually a blueprint that personal trainers and online coaches use to make sure that you succeed as a client. So that is actually how important this is. Without this plan, you will not succeed unless it's by luck. That is why a lot of you guys fail in the new year, and literally by following this plan, you are going to succeed as long as you follow it. But a lot of you guys create your fitness goals, you create your macro goals, your yearly goals, and that's all you do. You don't know what to do next. So this literally takes it step by step, gives you questions to ask, and tells you literally how to get there. So again, this is what I use with my clients, and this is what you can use on yourself. This is what it looks like. So our first one is going to be our macro goal, or your New Year's resolution. What do you want to achieve in 2019? And we're going to break it down into 3-month goals. And then from there, we're going to break it down into monthly goals. I actually was planning on rewriting this and organizing it better, but these are like my general thoughts laid out on paper, so I'm just going to show you it as it is. So let's say your macro goal is to run your first half marathon. This is the first thing that I could think of because I got a DM about this being a New Year's resolution, so I just used it as an example. So let's say you want to run your first half marathon. You want to pick a date for your half marathon, right? So you want to figure out which cycle your half marathon is going to be in. Now, if you are, let me flip back over. If you are only running one half marathon, then the date will be at the last mesocycle. So it's going to be at the end. So that is not too difficult. You just want to find a date. So this is going to depend on a lot of things. Where are you at athletically? How is your cardiovascular endurance? It just depends on where you are, but as a trainer, as a coach, that is something that we figure out for you and we lay out for you. Each week in the mesocycle, we would increase weekly volume to prepare for your competition prep. And what I mean by volume, increasing weekly volume, this is your distance, how much running you're going to be doing each week. As a marathon runner or a half marathon runner, you want to make sure that your weekly volume is increasing each week. So that would be part of your meso goals. So then your micro goals, or your things to think about in the microcycle, would be, how is your nutrition going to be? Are you going to follow a macro plan? Are you going to follow a set meal plan? And then this would also be your daily runs. So instead of just understanding your weekly volume, you want to know, what am I running each day and why? If it were not a well thought out plan, maybe somebody would be like, well, I'll just run 6 miles every day and increase the volume, and then the next week I'll run 7 miles every day. That's not effective. That is not well planned, because each single day you want to have a different focus. So maybe one day you're focused on overall distance. Usually this is your Sundays, because Sundays are the days that you run marathons and half marathons. It is a long distance day. In a program, this is usually when you are scheduled to run your distance runs, aka the longest run of your week. But then let's say you live in San Diego like me. We have a lot of hills on our half and full marathon runs because San Diego is very hilly. So then let's say that another day we're going to have shorter distance, but it's going to be hill training. So you really have to think about each single thing If you don't have your macro cycle, which really is just a breakdown of everything else I've said, you don't have your mesocycle and you don't have your microcycle, you're not going to succeed. Your nutrition plays a key role in your success with your training. Your weekly volume over the months is going to play a key role in how you progress throughout your training. So if you were just to say, I want to run a half marathon, and you just kind of started running without any plan, then you're not going to succeed. And if you do finish it, which it is easy to finish, to be honest, a half marathon, but if you want to feel proud and confident in your training, then you do need to have a solid program. You need to figure out what your goals are. You need to figure out the details. The details are very, very easy to figure out by using this guide. So again, macro, meso, microcycles. If you have goals of weight loss, which many of you do, then this is not going to be something that is going to be rocket science. Most of my clients have a mixed goal of physique transformations and strength. So sometimes that program can be a little bit more complicated in comparison to just a weight loss program. So recognizing that a lot of you guys are here for, weight loss, and you do want to start out with weight loss, let's just give some examples of what a weight loss cycle could look like as well, because I went over the marathon training, but I don't know if that's relevant to all of you guys. So a macro cycle, let's say you want to lose 30 pounds. Let's make this macro cycle 6 months. The mesocycles are going to be 2 months. So let's say in 2 months we want to achieve a 7-pound weight loss. So if we know that we want to lose 7 pounds within the first 2 months of your training, then what we're going to do is we're going to focus on each weekly goal, right? So what I would do as a coach, and what I do as a coach, is I have you, before you even begin coaching with me, figure out what your maintenance calories are. From there, we're going to put you into a weekly deficit, and break this down into weekly goals, right? And we're going to make sure that you are in enough of a deficit. That is one thing that we focus on in micro goals. Then we're going to focus on what you need to do each day in your training, in your workout program, to make sure that you achieve those goals. And then we're going to figure out some daily habits that you struggle with maintaining to make sure that you stay consistent in your program. So a lot of people struggle with overeating, and that may very likely be you. So if you struggle with overeating, we're going to figure out what your trigger foods are. We're going to figure out bad habits that we need to get rid of. We're going to figure out coping mechanisms for stress. So things like that, that is what we do in the microcycle. And the microcycle is the most important part of all of this, because it's all very important, and you can't do one without the other. Like, you can't have a microcycle without knowing what your goals are. Really, it's just an easy way to break things down, set goals, and make sure you kick ass at your program. So that is how it's all done. Also, if you're watching this, please DM me on Instagram at Lexis O'Hara. So keep me updated. Good luck. Start planning. Happy freaking New Year's, you guys. I cannot wait for what 2019 is going to bring. Cannot wait to see what your guys' goals are. I will catch you guys in the new year. Bye.